I'm back, and we got a lot to talk about with this basketball team. So the last time I did one of these was the Garden State Hardwood Classic, where we've destroyed Rutgers 81 to 59 in a packed house at the Prudential Center. Since then, this team has opened up with Big East Conference play, where we played at Providence, home against Villanova, at Marquette, and home against Creighton. If you know anything about Big East basketball, none of these games were going to be easy. First was the game in Providence, Rhode Island, to take on the Friars. Don't ask me what a Friar is, I still don't know. In our Big East opener, we managed to grab a road win 72 to 67 in a very close matchup. Before the game, it was reported that star freshman Najah Hines was out for this game, so our other center, Stephon Payne, had to step up in a big way, and spoiler alert, he definitely did that. The game started very cold for both teams, but Providence managed to go on an 8-1 run to put themselves up forward early in the game. The Pirates answered with putting Tawan Simpkins in the game, where he put up 6 straight points on a 7-0 run to put us up 12-8 in the midpoint of the first half. Yes, you heard that right. It was 12-8 after 10 minutes. That alone shows how defensive this first half was. The Pirates' offense fell short for a little bit when a series of turnovers put the Friars back into the lead 16-14. But the Pirates picked up some energy and managed to go on an 11-0 run to put them in a 9-point lead, which was the largest of the game by either team. Before the end of the first half, a Stephon Payne alley-oop was the statement the Pirates needed to go into halftime leading 35-28. The second half started and our point guard Bud Clark managed to get a couple of assists to put us up 40-31 and forcing an early timeout by the Friars. However, Providence answered very well after the timeout, closing the gap on our Pirates and taking the lead back 46-45. Going into the later part of the second half, the big man Stephon Payne was the standout performer for the squad. With lots of putback layups and managed to get his career high in rebounds, he put the Pirates up 57-52 with less than 10 minutes remaining. Providence again managed to get back in the game with the home crowd behind them. They punished our defense hard and retook the lead within 2 minutes left of the clock. Payne, however, was unfazed by the home crowd and managed to get a couple of buckets and free throws. With 1 minute and 16 seconds left in the game, the Friars had the lead 67-66. Our savior from the bench, Tawan Simpkins, was the answer we needed. He managed to get an electric three-point shot to put us up 69-67 with 1 minute and 2 seconds left in the game. To end this back-and-forth game, our point guard, Bud Clark, got 3 more points in the final 30 seconds, so Seton Hall could come back to South Orange with a 72-67 road win over Providence. As I said before, Big East games are never easy, especially when you are away. Stephon Payne and Tawan Simpkins were easily the players of the game for the Pirates. Payne getting his second double-double of the season with 18 points and 16 rebounds, while Simpkins managed to get 22 points off the bench for the Pirates. What stood out to me was that we were the first team to hold Providence under 70 points this season, which just showcased that we have one of the best defenses in the country. This Providence team can be good for our resume moving forward to March. Head coach Kim English has the capabilities to change up the scheme for this team to improve with the players that he has. If they could shoot better than this game, where they shot 21% from beyond the arc, their resume can improve, which will in turn make our resume better. Next up was home against the Villanova Wildcats. Okay, so I'm not going to sugarcoat it. This game is going to be hard to talk about. The return of head coach Kevin Willard to the Prudential Center was making this game an extremely emotional one for both sides of the floor. The game started well for the Pirates, with Mike Williams hitting a nice three, but it unfortunately went downhill from there. Our star point guard, Bud Clark, saw himself in early foul trouble, which affects our offense in a huge way down the stretch of the first half. This saw the Wildcats go on a 9-2 run to put the Pirates down 9-5. The Hall started to resurge just a little, going on a 13-9 run, tying the game 18-18, with 8 minutes left in the half. Nova started to pressure our defense a lot, but an effort from Tawan Simpkins and Josh Rivera off the bench closed the deficit to just 4, with the Wildcats leading 31-27 entering halftime. Despite having our playmaker Bud Clark on the floor, our defense struggled to get going, where Villanova managed to go on a 7-0 run to expand their lead 38-29. After our timeout by the Pirates, our offense still struggles tremendously. Villanova did not take their foot off the gas, however, extending the lead to 20 with a score of 55-35. With a stretch of tough defense and a couple of steals, the Pirates cut the deficit to 14 in 30 seconds. The Wildcats did not hold up, though, growing their lead back to 18 with 5 minutes remaining. With the help of Bud Clark and Elijah Fisher, we cut the lead to single digits in the final remaining minutes. However, The Wildcats managed to get the win 64-56. Here's the thing with this game. It all came down to shooting, in my opinion. At points, it seemed like we could not make a shot, and Villanova just could not miss. The Pirates shot 33% from the field and 23% from beyond the arc, while Villanova shot 49% from the field and 43% from beyond the arc, which is ridiculous. The difference is huge and really made an impact on this game. Also, the absence of big man Najah Hines was apparent, and he would have made a huge difference in this game. The great part about Big East Conference play is that we see this team again. Yes, it is an away game, but if we shoot better and have Hines in the game, we could possibly get a win against this team. Villanova is a phenomenal team with great players like Acadian Lewis, Bryce Lindsey, and Duke Brennan, all of which are top players in this conference. Also, it goes without saying, they have a great head coach. Next up, the Pirates traveled to Milwaukee to face Marquette. The Pirates very much needed a win after the debacle that was last game. The tip-off for the Hall's last game of the 2025 started with Bud Clark controlling it. He managed to get 6 points and an assist as the Pirates ran to a 7-1 lead after 4 minutes. Although we started hot, we started to back up a little by little and Marquette took advantage. They capped off a 15-4 run to go up 21-18. The Golden Eagles grew their lead to 5 with a score of 28-23 before the Pirates found their answers with A.J. Staten McCray. In a span of 90 seconds, he scored a trio of three-pointers and took the lead back 32-21 with time expiring in the first half. The Pirates held strong until halftime with a lead of a score of 39-38 and a rebound advantage due to Payne's stellar first half performance of 13 rebounds. Going into the second half, the Hall came out to a 6-point lead 45-39 with 3 minutes gone in the second half. Again, even though we started hot, we struggled to score and the momentum went straight to Marquette. They went on a 16-0 run that put them in the lead 55-45 with 13 minutes left in the game. Even though we were down, the Pirates managed to get it together and find a way to come back, with Clark starting an 8-0 run with multiple steals, reducing the deficit to 2 points, 60-58. The deficit grew once again after that to 8, with a score of 69-61 with less than 5 minutes left. The time kept ticking, and the score was 73-67 with 3 minutes remaining, and Seton Hall desperately needed an answer. After free throws from Payne and Simpkins, the lead was down to 4, with 2 minutes and 32 seconds left in the game. Defense was exceptional late in the game, getting 2 blocks in 1 possession, which led to Trey Parker getting fouled at the 3-point line and draining all free throws to make it a 1-point game. A poor pass by Marquette that was late in the game led to a Simpkins steal and layup on the other side to give us our first lead in over 15 minutes, 74-73, with 1 minute remaining. Great defense on the other side led to a Marquette travel, which then led to a magnificent Bud Clark layup to put us up 3 with 44 seconds. We were in the bonus, and Marquette had to foul us after a great defensive possession by the Pirates. We managed to grab yet another comeback road win, 79-73. This game was definitely a weird one for the Pirates. Marquette had 0 turnovers in the first half, which is extremely unlikely for a very good defense like Seton Hall. Marquette has definitely struggled this season, stemming from a poor transfer portal this offseason, and really seems like they are the worst team in the Big East. So it seemed like we should have been dominating this whole game, but it was not like that at all. If we put pressure on them like we usually do on defense, I think this game would have been totally different. Next up is home against Creighton. I really don't know where to start with this game. An absolute heart-wrenching game from the Pirates and a reminder on why and many other people love this team so much. The first game of the new year for the Hall started with both teams looking lackadaisical. Both teams shot a total of 3 for 18 from the field in 5 minutes as they stood tied 4-4. Josh Rivera, who has really stepped up and found this place on his team the past couple of games, got us started with a short jumper giving us the lead 6-5. In an absolute defensive battle between these teams, Najah Hines managed to get back-to-back blocks and a pair of rebounds to put us up 7-5 with 11 minutes and 43 seconds left in the half. Yes, yet again, that score is right. There were 12 total points in almost 9 minutes. The Blue Jays managed to find some ground and took the lead 20-11 before Elijah Fisher led a 7-0 run for the Pirates to reduce the lead to 2 with 3 minutes left. However, the Blue Jays took advantage of Seton Hall's foul trouble and had a 7-0 run to end the half up 27-18. The Pirates' offense continued to struggle in the second half, with the Blue Jays taking advantage again, getting a 16-4 run with a score of 43-27. For me personally, I thought we were dead in the waters at this point. But everyone, including myself, forgot that this team is built on resilience. 12 minutes and 9 seconds on the clock, down 14, and the Pirates started to find footing with Trey Parker splitting a pair of free throws and Hines making a layup to cut it to 11. A steal from Bud Clark and a Trey Parker layup put the deficit down to single digits. With the Prudential Center finally lighting up for this team, another Clark steal led to Trey Parker making 2 free throws, making a 7-point game with 10 minutes left. This led to even more rowdiness from the crowd, which in turn led to yet another steal from Bud Clark. Tawan Simpkins managed to get fouled on the 3-point line and drained all 3 free throws, cutting the lead to 4. After that, teams went back and forth with the deficit changing from 2 to 4 multiple times. 36 seconds remaining in the game, the Blue Jays have the lead 54-51 after made free throws. Josh Rivera managed to get a nice slam dunk to cut the lead to 1 with 22 seconds left in the game. This then led to probably the best defensive stint I have ever seen from a Seton Hall team in a while. On a Creighton inbound, they were forced to call a timeout. On the second inbound, Bud Clark almost managed to get a steal, which led to yet another Creighton timeout. On the third inbound, they managed to get the ball in, but our defense forced a jump ball, in which the possession arrow was in Creighton's favor. On the fourth inbound, we forced yet another jump ball, which gave us a chance to win with 10 seconds left. The crowd was so electric that you could barely hear yourself. With the ball inbounded to our playmaker Bud Clark, I'm just going to show you the rest. Check it out. The homegrown freshman from Plainfield, New Jersey, got the glorious rebound at a putback and one to give us our first lead since 10 minutes and 58 seconds in the first half. After 2 failed inbound plays by the Blue Jays, we managed to grab a huge comeback win, 56-54, and was one of the most electric games at the Prudential Center against a red-hot, surging Creighton Blue Jays team. This game nearly almost gave me a heart attack. It was so close at the end. Free throws won us this game, and if we keep in that 85% range of free throws, we will have success in Big East play. Going back to why I and so many others love this team, the reason is they always manage to find a way to win. Our past 3 wins have all been close, especially the Creighton win. I think Seton Hall alumni Isaiah Whitehead put it best when he said, whatever it is this Seton Hall team has is for real. Finding ways to win games when times are hard is a special skill to have in college basketball. And he could not be more right. Finding ways to win games, even if we are down in the dumps, is probably one of the best skills to have as a team. This skill will be extremely useful in March and future matchups in the Big East. Overall, this 4-game stretch continues to prove why this Seton Hall team is very special. Toughness, heart, and team players are the formulas for this team's success. Even though we are very good, there are still things to improve on. I believe that our shot decisions and overall offense need improvement. We need to be able to score efficiently, especially in the first half, where we have seen them be essentially lazy in the first 20 minutes on offense. Against good Big East teams, that cannot happen. Other than that, I can't really complain about this team. If you were to tell freshman year Sam that this team would start 13-2 after last year's debacle, I simply would not believe you. Looking forward, the Pirates are probably one of the toughest stretches of games this season. Saturday, January 10th, we play at Washington, D.C. against the Georgetown Hoyas. Again, I don't know what the heck a Hoya is. Very winnable road game against Ed Cooley's team. Next, we probably have one of the most important games on the schedule. Tuesday, January 13th, the day before classes start, the Pirates will take on the UConn Huskies. If you don't know, the Pirates have beaten the Huskies at the Prudential Center for the last 5 years. The Prue is essentially UConn head coach Dan Hurley's kryptonite for the past 5 years. We need everyone to be there and be ready for the Pirates to get a huge ranked win against a top 10 team in the country. After that, Saturday, January 17th at the Prudential Center against a very good Butler team. They have been hot this season, and we need to get that signature defensive scheme to have a chance at this one. After that, the Pirates travel to the world's most famous arena, Madison Square Garden, to face St. John's. St. John's, led by head coach Rick Pitino, looks like a top 10 team preseason, but have since declined in the rankings after a couple of losses. It would still be a huge win for the Pirates in the greatest arena in the world. All right, to wrap this video up, all I'm going to say is that this team is extremely, extremely special. Players on this team have been molded by Coach Shaw into the ways he wants to play, and having that type of coach is really rare and special. I cannot believe I'm saying this, but if we keep winning the games we are supposed to, we could see this team make a run in March. So I will end it like I ended the last video. Pack the rock, cheer on our team, and witness one of the most special seasons in Seton Hall basketball history.